That hug was different than all the others before, than all the hugs since. Hugging back, I whispered, "You are remembering." You turned the tables, using my tools to do the same for me. I closed my eyes, following the feeling of your heart. I didn't understand how you knew what you were doing. You felt different, and I don't close my eyes around others. When I opened my eyes again after you put my hands in prayer in front of my heart, something strange happened. You weren't afraid to look at me anymore. My first gift, a string with a spell, one of intention, to remind you that it didn't have to be so hard all the time. To remind you, perhaps, a little of me. In all my life, I don't remember anyone offering their hand to help me up. In all my life, I don't remember not wanting to let go, not having a reason to hold on. In that moment, it was my turn to be Jasmine. You asked me a question that no one had ever asked me before. It might be the most important question I had ever been asked. I almost didn't believe it when I heard it, to which I answered my favorite, Willow. The water always has such wisdom. It has carved pathways out of the mountain. Even though it has fallen, it moves strongly still, not caring which path it takes, only that it needs to get somewhere important. I lie by the river to feel its power, asking for it to help cleanse me of my grief. The mountains still beneath me, cold, but there, supportive and strong. The sky above, blue, open to infinite possibilities. As you lay beside me to experience the same, you never make me feel like I'm crazy. You adventure the same way that I do. You picked the same path. You stopped where I wanted to stop. You stole moments like me. I could feel our paths starting to align. There was so much of me that wanted to stop it. A growing feeling of doubt, but I wasn't healed enough. By the time we reached the bridge on the way back, I understood the healing that I needed to do was for me to be with you. We both breathe better when we are in the water. It snowed on a sunny day while in healing waters. The sky, the mountains, the forest, they were all happy that we were together, there for that one day. You were breathing, relaxed, funny, unguarded, yourself, as I drove you home to be in the arms of another. Before I fall asleep every night, I say thank you for everything that I am grateful for. That night, I was grateful for that one day with you, knowing that it could be the only one I ever get, and that had to be enough. Lots of friends, appies, drinks, lots of drinks, cards, maple whiskey. You always sitting beside me. I miss that part. A game, a dance, where I said that this was awkward. I didn't understand what was really happening until I felt the way you asked, "Is it?" I didn't know. Contacts out, glasses on, sobering up. I didn't know. A show from the neighbors, dishes. You were stalling. I didn't know. We were face to face with your hands on my back. Then I knew. I asked what you were thinking, to which you denied anything. you fucking liar. Then you asked what I was thinking, and because I can tell my truth, I raised up on my tiptoes to show you. You were wearing a red shirt. It wasn't sparks or butterflies. It was something different. It was good different, but still different. I don't think either of us realized what it was. Be cool, be cool, be cool. Downplay it, don't be weird, be cool. It's cool. It was no big deal. It doesn't change anything. It changed everything. Don't make anything out of it. Don't fuck it up. Be cool, be cool, be cool. Hey. Skydiving? Yes. Scuba diving? Yes. Bobsledding? Yes. Hang gliding? Yes. Parasailing? Yes. Rock climbing? Yes. Ice climbing? Yes. Stay in a treehouse? Yes. Hotel underwater? Yes. Hot springs anywhere on the planet? Yes. I will always say yes to an adventure. Just like you. Going to hang out at someone's house for the first time is like visiting an animal in a zoo. Awkward because you see them in a habitat that is theirs, but is not their home. Them asking you to judge them for it, hoping you understand that this isn't totally them. It's not where they truly live. I hate zoos. I tried hard to stay calm, to not make it weird. It's only weird if you make it weird, which is exactly what I did by trying too hard to not be myself. I regret it all the time. That kiss was different. Your guard was down enough to let me feel how much you wanted me to. That's the kiss I remember. Texting back and forth on surface shit, more research that was needed to gather more and more evidence to a feeling we didn't know if we wanted or not. Neither of us slept that night your string fell off. That was when the magic started to lose its way. The same trip to the mountains, this time with the ones that raised you. You trusted me enough to spend that time with your parents. Again, it was different. Good different. And I think it freaked us both out. Do you know what's a good cure for being uptight? A snowball. Your mother is a kindred spirit and told me her darkest secrets. Your father is sick and told me stories from a time before. They breathe better in the water too. It was a very ordinary moment, tying our shoes across from each other. Your mother watched me looking at you. Your mother watched you looking at me. Because when you did, your smile was real and it reached your eyes. That's when I realized how much I had fallen in the forest that day on the mountain. It made me want to run away from the heartbreak that was inevitable. I know more than you think. A line followed by confessions that clicked into place, pieces of a puzzle that I didn't know I was trying to put together. I can't wait to hear one day about what you saw that moment we had together on the mountain. A whiskey all together after a hard day. You had come with a purpose, one you thought you could avoid. You let me feel your heart that day, an attempt to scare me away. Leaving, your hug felt different. It felt like goodbye. And it was. So this is the friend zone. Super. It is really no different than it was before. Connect, silence, connect, silence, connect, silence, connect, silence. I didn't want anything different than what was already was, or anything more. That's not true. I wanted less silence. I needed to do something that scared me but called to my heart. You were the only one that I trusted to help me through it. You agreed to go on a day that is magical every month for me. I shouldn't trust you, but I know I don't have to explain myself for you to understand. You helped me to be brave and conquer a wall of fear while I was suffering on 7 levels on the inside. You reminded me to not give up, that I had the power to do it all. That was more important than you know. I didn't know how to say thank you for reminding me I wasn't going to die. So I said nothing at all. And I didn't say what I wanted to that day. I was afraid of pushing too hard, losing you completely. I am at war between honoring the boundary of your honesty and my heart's truth. The universe intervened, as it knows things that we do not. The water got you there. The water made me brave, looking up into the night sky. To tell you that you felt like home, that I had waited my whole life for you, and you told me your truth in return. That you weren't ready. I wasn't trying to change your mind. I only need to have the courage to speak. I have done many brave things. That might have been the hardest, only because it didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. It was the only time I had ever said no to a hug from you. It was taking everything I had to hold myself together. I was a paper doll, stitched together with string and dropped in water. Any pressure or touch, I would have fallen apart completely. I'm the only one you ever say no to or leave forgotten and waiting. Who am I to be mad at you for honoring the time that you want for your own heart? I tried to be in flow and not control. I am practicing trusting the timing. It is against everything I was before. A casual visit with friends, permission to put my hands on your shoulder, to help with your pain, the burden that you carry for your family. You let me feel your frequency at full strength. It was a frequency that I recognized as I had felt it before. That's when I realized how much your energy checks in on mine. What makes me think that not ready is a lie you tell yourself, because you are just as afraid of us as I am. The friend zone grows to a wider, more vast area of silence, of no response, of left unread. The endless game of second guessing. My brain asked, why would you want to be with someone who obviously doesn't want anything to do with you? My heart cried, broken, victim again. Weeks later, I saw it for what it was. You thinking you can push me away. And it almost worked. The friend zone feels like screaming in a room full of people deaf to your sound. Your scream is silent, except to one person who chooses not to hear it. Because you are magic and I am magic, I can feel when you reach out. My heart starts to beat faster and my breathing syncs with yours, shallow and quick. It stops everything, my soul trying to escape my body to come and find you. One day, when we are in the same room again, bravely I will let you feel magic that is stronger than anyone else, how much my heart answers the call of yours. I have learned to love myself more in perceived rejection than I ever would have found with you. Over and over again, I try to move on, but I have fallen and cannot be persuaded to get back up. As much as my friends are tired of hearing about you and answering my questions, I'm quite sure there is a bet among them about who is the more stubborn one. And I'm going to bet on myself. The death of one of my dearest friends shifted my timeline of life. It gave me the gift of realizing what is important. It still hasn't shifted enough to give me the courage to show up at your door naked under a trench coat, like everyone is saying, and very much supported by my friend on the other side, who also suggests to be licking a vanilla ice cream cone with sprinkles. I never realize how much I've missed you until I see you again. I think you feel the same way. An invitation always feeling like a game. With space comes a louder voice as I ask why all the tests to which you have no real answer. Even though I ask to not dream of you, I always do. Dreams so vivid, I cannot determine if they are real or not. I was once again brave and asked if your magic is to be in dreams with me. I'm still waiting on an answer. Your magic wakes me up in the middle of the night when you think you can sneak into my soul while I am sleeping. You cannot hide your energy from me like you do with everyone else. I feel myself being slowly freer of you. I'm able to see things in a different light and angle. I see so much of my part in all of it. The space fills with other things, but never any people. That spot in my heart is still being held for you. My time is not being wasted as I wait for you. You have taught me more about myself than you'll ever know, even though I'm sure you do because you know more than I think. What I don't understand is what the fuck are you waiting to be ready for? What do you feel like first thing in the morning? What do you feel like after a long time away at work? What do you feel like when you use your magic? What do you feel like in the shower? And what do you feel like in the middle of the night? 1:11. Accidentally, your energy reached me. You, too tired to block it anymore. Sadness, grief, and regret washed over me, stronger than it had ever been with you before. Still, you choose to live a hard life. Still, I choose to play the brokenhearted. Always the offer to listen, always turning me down, forever in the game we play. I should have called you. On one of the hardest days of my life, I saw you for a moment to bring you a gift that I had held onto for too long. When it mattered, you were there to give me back the words that I often say to you. You were not alone. Which makes me angry because I am alone. Because you have chosen for me to be. And as I hugged you goodnight, my lips said, Merry Christmas. My heart said, I love you. And my brain said goodbye. I realized 2 weeks later that you heard them all.